meditation call for March 23rd, 2020, 1:08. Actually, excuse me, 3:08 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of people are, I think we're all in it's almost to understand something, is that the collective, when many are thrusted into fear, and usually through the ego mind, and most of the time I'd say, ego mind dictates to the heart mind, and then the heart mind becomes hurried, stressed, and then embraces thoughts from the ego mind of fear, and then creates them into reality. So we look at I've been sensing this, picking it up, and others told me the same thing, is that can you see how and feel how the people, civilization, is through, because of judgment over the civilization of the planet, okay? So those who would be in leadership roles for the past history of the civilization, that they don't care to tell them truthful things on why certain things are taking place. So when you're ignorant to what's happening, you are much quicker to fall into fear. And I think it's just really crazy. And we know this has happened over and over again for centuries. But yet, we are the power that creates everything. Think about that for a bit in the heart mind. This isn't about something ominous. This is about a bicameral civilization that still isn't bicameral, even though it's conscious. So you bring that to the understanding is that we have a lot of disillusionment on the planet. It's pretty normal. It's been there for a long time. So when we switch gears, so to speak, we shift into high gear, and we move up the mountain, so to speak. And we begin to realize that I am the power. I am the God. I am the love. I am source. Because you were created by source creation, which is pure consciousness. And when we come into the understanding and realization, each of us in our own way, our own direction, we begin to realize that we could collectively, absolutely, factually, come together, make a concerted effort and deep understanding of the love that we are, and literally eliminate all subterfuge, all irritation, all fear, all of it. But see, when you're so trained to not think, to basically be outside yourself, this is external authorities, we're goaded and herded. See? I'm not saying it's a negative at all. It's just an understanding. When we have the consciousness and we begin to realize is that we can shift all this. It isn't an issue as it's been made out to be. Now, we all know we have diseases that A lot of people leave the body every year on the planet. We have accidents. We have old people who contract flus, colds, because of the fact that their immune systems are compromised. And when their immune systems are compromised, they're weak, and we all know that. We've had calls about that. So what we're going to do, and I'm just making this a heads up, is that we're going to have a intense health call in the near future here in the next few days. We're going to address some things, because you've got everybody and their brother banging the bells. We're going to save you because we have the best this, best that, best this, best that. And after a while, people become overloaded, and they become confused, and it's just pretty much too much information to be throwing at people, and this doctor says this doctor says that. So we switch gears into an uplifting understanding, and that is our consciousness. We shift to prosperity consciousness. And prosperity consciousness is not dependent on money. Never has been. Our flow of money is dependent on our prosperity consciousness. It's all about consciousness. It isn't through the ego mind. It's through the heart mind. And as each of us choose to conceive of more, to create into reality, more will come into our lives. I mean, the abundance is unlimited. It is unending. And yet, we look at our brothers and sisters on this planet, and we see the starkness and the massive difference. You have people living in ditches. You have people basically urinating in the water that they drink. You have people that aren't eating, starving. You have people that basically don't have enough water. We've got all kinds of it. Why is that, people say? Why? If our prosperity consciousness is not dependent on money, and our flow of money is dependent on our prosperity consciousness, that's right. When you focus, and this is the trick played on the civilization, when you focus on money, what do you think happens? What do you think happens to each of us? In different ways. It's not the same with each of us. Like I said, we're like snowflakes, we're all different. So, just imagine for a moment that you realize that you're conscious, you're pure consciousness. You're created out of a frequency of deep eternal love. You're created by source creation, which is pure deep consciousness, okay? And you realize that, okay, so I'm a conscious being. And I think for myself, lead myself, govern myself. And I am prosperous. And here's where we get kind of muddled up. Well, people say they don't have any money, that they're broke, that they're struggling, that they're worried, that they're homeless. And it goes on and on and on, has for generations. Because our dependency is on the money and not our conscious awareness that we are prosperous. So the money is what? It's an external authority that leads us A lot of people don't think about it that way. Now, money's wonderful, fantastic, phenomenal, and the right responsibility. In other words, assisting others, helping others. Of course, you help yourself, that's automatic. But it is about helping everyone as we go along, serving each other, helping one another. And may you imagine that those who have those conscious intents were to have the wealth, unlimited wealth, to carry out their conviction, their commitment of helping others. I've seen thousands and thousands of projects of what people genuinely, no ulterior motive, not trying to front it so that they can have more than they need, but genuine, really focused, who have structured things through their heart mind, and you can tell they're in their joy when they talk about it. So when we, as a civilization, each of us begin to realize it is the consciousness of prosperity. It is the consciousness of knowing that the abundance that everybody seeks all the time outside themselves is immediately available and eternal. It's unlimited. But you see how we've been trained? We've been trained to go outside of ourselves and seek fame and fortune. Seek it when we are it. And that gets a little confusing for a lot of people. Oh, that's stupid. That's silly. The ego mind kicks in. That's silly. That's just stupid. Your prosperity. Yeah, right. Well, how come you're living in a box? Or how come you're homeless if you're prosperity? Because we do it from the ego mind. And we think we're doing that's, the ego mind's there to intercept. Because most of us are not consciously aware of who and what we are. It always goes back to who and what you are. You could go to any guru, any super informed guru, educated in every which way but loose, that's going to immediately tell you how to free yourself. Now, if that really worked, it was really profound, how do you think this planet would be right now? Okay? If it is to be, it is up to me. It is. It's up to us. It always has been. So when we become controlled by external authority, we lose our understanding of who and what we are. So abundance is unlimited and immediately available. When you plug in, and it's always the opposite of what you've been taught. When you plug into you, to the God within you, not superficially, but you go within you, you plug into your God, you realize that you are prosperity, you are abundance. It's everywhere. And yet, since we are not in a conscious mode collectively as a civilization, we believe it's outside of us. It flows constantly. And most of us block it because we're not conscious of it. We think it's a thing. It's a thing. It's out there. I'm going to go find abundance. I'm going to go find prosperity. I'm going to go find wealth and riches. You remember we talked about being a magnet, right? I've used that for years and years and years. In fact, I would have people go and buy, they're like, you get them at probably a dollar store now, but back then it was, go to a toy store, you get these horseshoe magnets. They're not huge, but they're magnetized. They're very inexpensive. They have different colors and stuff. And so you get a couple, and so that they attract each other, not opposing, but attracting. And you visualize those, and you watch them stick together. One is you, one is prosperity, one is you, one is abundance, one is you, one is wealth. They're all the same. And you bring them together, and they snap, attract. All right? Now, if you have an opposing magnet, you cannot connect them. They push away from each other. Now, this is a visualization that really allows you for the heart to understand what this construct's about. Why are there so many people on this planet that are suffering financially? Why? See, it is because of how things have been structured in a slave, used to be a slave planet. And when you look at all the constructs throughout, on your own, that you discover without, reading stuff that's been twisted, tainted, or edited, and you realize, all you have to do is go within inside yourself, be conscious, and embrace the God you are, and then you start to realize these things. You don't have to go out there and announce it. You know what? I have prosperity consciousness. I create my way. I create my way. Imagine what's going to happen here as this civilization begins to wake more and more, and it gets through some of the bumps, and it starts to embrace the fact that I am reality, I'm prosperity, I am pure consciousness, and I am not dependent on money. Because eventually, guys, the money's not going to be here. We are not going to need it. See? And yes, there are those who have been trained, educated, and directed in totally the wrong ways. Why is it wrong? It is because it keeps their consciousness enslaved. And if you can keep a civilization's consciousness enslaved by convincing it that it's bicameral instead of conscious, what do you have? You mostly have obedient slaves. This is a very positive understanding. It has nothing to do with negativity. It really doesn't. Those who listen to this, that believe that this is negative, have not even begun to journey within themselves at all. They're superficially in the ego mind. So, but that doesn't make them bad. No. It's just an unknowing that happens. If you thought that if you drained an ocean that there would be no more ocean, the opposite is true. There is always more. And that's the way it's always been designed. There is always more. Do you know why? Because out of the vastness and the sacredness of space, because of all things, because of all the particles of existence and beyond, we create. It's all there for us. We create it. Each of us. And when we're clearly conscious, our prosperity, our abundance is unlimited. And once we take it away from paper things that we believe, more solid things, it's external, okay? Then it all starts to flow to you, not something that you have to chase outside of you. It all comes to you. Well, no, it says somebody's going to go dump, 400 pounds of hundreds in my front door. Not literally. We're talking about you creating the very thing that you desire. And it all goes back to that. It goes back to that. And unfortunately, though, because there are so many who are so full of chatter and noise through the ego mind, which is in the subconscious, see, this is bombarding us on a continual basis. It's difficult for a lot of folks to sit and to say, I'm going to go sit, I'm going to get quiet here, and I'm going to still everything. I'm going to still the ego mind. And not out of anger, but out of love. And I'm going to stop a minute here. And I'm going to focus on the God that I am and the love that I am. I have forgiven myself. And I love every aspect of me. And that's an emphatic, tremendous, eternal commitment to oneself. And once that's done, you start to realize, I am prosperity. This is my consciousness, my pure consciousness. I create everything that I desire, but for the most part, for some reason, I step in front of myself and I stop it. Now, I want and I desire to know why that is. It's the only way that you're going to continue to progress in higher and higher frequency. That you'll come to the point where you will know innately that your abilities will continue to expand. You'll be able to literally open up the pineal. You'll literally be able to go beyond light speed. You'll be able to traverse the particles of existence. Beyond. It's a step process. It's not a snap your fingers and know it inside and out, back and forth. It is a practice process that we commit to. We practice. And in eventuality, when we let everything go and we surrender, and that means just letting it go, not having it jumble you or distract you, and you let it go. And then you're in deep gratitude that you practice all the time. And as you continue to do this, it doesn't happen overnight, and we all know that, but as you continue to practice this, it shifts, your frequency shifts, and your perspective is totally different than what it once was. So you view things from a much higher perspective and brevity and lightness and joy. You don't look at things as doom and gloom and serious. You say, I'm very grateful that I'm experiencing this, that I'm part of this. It's no different, and I think everybody misses the boat here. This civilization has been enslaved for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's the same process. Something is instigated that creates fear. The fear then spreads because it is fed. It is fed by the control factors of the planet. It is fed by those who wish to control others. It is fed by deception. It is fed by disharmony. These are all low frequencies. They're all frequencies that we don't care to give our consciousness and our awareness and our power to. Because it just literally flips it over and over again. Now, on another perspective, you can imagine that just maybe the consciousness of this planet, the collective consciousness of this planet Earth Gaia, have you ever thought that collectively all of us, including Gaia, have orchestrated this in a way that it will awaken many more quicker? And we're talking about this current cold virus. Because quite honest, that's what it is. Look up in the medical journals. You will see the definitions of coronavirus. cold. And if you look at the molecular structure of it, it's very similar to the molecular structure of the cold virus. It's really interesting. Okay? And oftentimes, the lower dark matter frequencies try to manipulate and use something that can further convince the populace to stay in bicameral mode because it needs those external authorities to keep it safe. And at the same time, if you remember 9/11 and how that completely changed freedoms of the people of the planet. Huh? Where do you think TSA came from? All these things, Homeland Security came from. But when you're in a non-conscious state, just like sheep, you can be herded in any direction that they desire you to be herded in. Knowing this is absolutely spectacularly positive and uplifting. Knowing it, having the knowledge of it. So in our prosperity consciousness, and we find out that it's not dependent on money, and that the flow of our money is dependent on our prosperity consciousness. It depends on how you feel, how you think, period. It's how you feel, how you think. You think through the heart mind. It oversees the ego mind. You begin to put two and two together. And I can guarantee you, without fail, the abundance of the universe will flood you. Different opportunities, things will shift. Things will start happening. And a much more uplifting, vibrant well-being will take place. It'll be massive. And you'll be so filled with joy and bliss because you'll expand out to it. It comes to us, but we block it based upon external authority. And the more each of us, each and every one of us decide, the more we can conceive, the more we will receive. The more we can conceive, the more we will receive. It's automatic. So, prosperity consciousness. Pure prosperity consciousness. It's not dependent on money. And our flow of money is dependent on our prosperity consciousness. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. First thing we want to do, relax our bodies. Our bodies take a beating. None of us are exempt from it. Even if you're an invalid, it still takes a beating. And we don't think a lot about saying to our bodies, or having conversations with our bodies, you know, so body, how are you today? How you doing this morning? You know, fingers, arms, how are you? I'm deeply grateful for all of you. And I love you dearly. But how you doing? Is there anything that you need to discuss with? Let me know. Okay? And the body responds. It relaxes. You relax it. Drop my shoulders. My shoulders are up there. That means that I don't realize it, but I've got some tension, some stress. I'm going to drop my shoulders. When you drop your shoulders, it feels good. And you aren't forcibly doing it. You've just identified the body as being tense or stressed. And so you drop it. And so as you drop your shoulders, you also begin to talk to your immune system and the well-being of you, who you are, your body. And you talk with your God, and the body relaxes more. And then you start to realize, remember, you are the piano tuner. You tune your body. You learn about your body, inside and out, head to toe. And you start becoming very knowledgeable about your body. And you don't look at external authority, you look at the vibrational frequency that you are. And it will attract the appropriate things that your body is requiring to be healthy, strong, and vibrant. So you relax the body, head to toe, and it relaxes. It's just like I said. Now, if you need a visualization, an analogy, a lot of you probably have not had Reiki treatment, but that's a form of total relaxation. Or lying in a hammock on a summer afternoon with not a care in the world, a light breeze on your face, and your right temperature, and you hear a lot in the breeze with the leaves flowing, and you are in total bliss of relaxation. You can kind of hear things, but they aren't disturbing. They're all off on a distance. Even a dog barking, you don't really hear it. You're such in a peaceful state. And I know that a lot of us have had that experience one time, shape, form, or another. So you visualize that. Where you look at a placid lake, it's as clear as glass. There's no movement. It's in total peace. Or you're in a boat. You're on a lake, and it's early morning. You're relaxed. The sun's just coming up. You may have some birch trees on the shores, and the sun starts reflecting golden, kind of an orange color off those. And you have a mist that's just starting to lift off the lake, and you don't hear a sound. So you lean back in the boat, and you take it all in the deepest of gratitude and the deepest of eternal love, and watch what happens with your body. Now we also want to move into the now. And the now is all we have. It's not what's going to happen tomorrow. It's not what's going to happen a week, a month from now. It's not what happened in the past. We aren't going to go into the past, be seduced by some of the experiences we have had, bring them into the future to create our future, to relive our past. That's not our desire. Our desire is to embrace the now. Everything happens in the now. And as we do this, we still the mind. And we still the subconscious mind. So that chatter disappears. We might be on the lake that I just described, or in the hammock that I just described. And as we are, we're at peace with ourselves. When you're at peace with yourself, you're at peace with everything else. You decide. You determine. Period. And so, as we still the mind, subconscious mind, and we've relaxed the body, and we're in the now, we want to breathe. We breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. And our breathing is a frequency. It's a high power. It's a high positive frequency. And as we breath in, we can breath in through our sacral chakra. If you don't know where that's at, you get a chakra chart, and it'll show you. And follow your breath as you take it in, all the way up the center of your body. These are the etherical energy points that are strategically placed within your body to connect the God with the body. And as you watch this breath come through the chakras, all the way up into the head, all the way back, near the pineal, you can literally create a fluid of energy, saturate the pineal and open it up, and literally connect you with the particles of existence. beyond consciousness. And you can continually practice this over and over again. Like it is a flow, a wave that comes up through the center, through the head, through the top of the head, all the way back around, back through the wave, back up through the head, back all the way up around. And you can focus this, and you can intensify it to the point. Sometimes you can get a surge of energy where you might just pass out. That's why it's probably a good idea to be sitting in a chair, okay? Or leaned up in a bed, propped up in a bed. Others can be accelerated very quickly, but we'll get into that later. So as you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy. Nice inhale. And that divine positive energy fills you. And it is from prime source. It is from source creation, pure consciousness. And it comes in through your God and into your heart mind. It's not through the ego mind. It becomes too misconstrued. That's why it's directed. That's why the universe directs it through your God, through the heart mind. And it is a frequency. It is a balancing. It is a feeling that you receive. And it's a knowing. It isn't a verbal communication like it would be in a bicameral situation. It is a knowing. And the knowing, literally, you are already prosperity. Each and every one of us. It is because our pure consciousness is our prosperity consciousness, is our wealth consciousness, is our abundance consciousness. It's all there. All we have to do is open it and allow it to flow. It becomes a magnet. And as you practice more and more, it becomes very powerful, and it's intensified, and it expands, and it attracts all of your desires directly to you in different forms, in different shapes, different amounts. It is attracted directly to you, because guess what? It is a part of you. It is not created outside of you. It is you. And when you embrace that fully, you will begin to really understand who and what you are. Now, when we breath out, all of these things that we are not sure about, iffy, questioning. That's the ego mind. And the wonderful thing about that is that we know that ego mind. And each time we breath out, the ego mind gets less and less. It becomes more and more quiet, less irritating, so to speak. The noise becomes less combative. And so as we continue to flow and practice, we create what we desire. It's that simple, and it takes practice. It doesn't need the ego either. You don't need to go out and announce it and say, well, I can this and that. You just do it calmly and lovingly because it's what you desire. I can guarantee you, without even, there's no doubt, nothing, emphatically, that if everyone on this planet understand and embrace the prosperity consciousness that they are, the wealth with everybody would be unlimited. It really would. So we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, we are with the heart mind. We consciously are aware that we operate within the heart mind. It's much more powerful than the mind, the ego mind. And they all work together, but you work as from your command center. Your mastership is in the heart mind. So we have the God within us, the heart, mind, all of us together as one, consciously aware of who and what we are. We have others with us. We have the archangels, cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of them. This is a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency than they do. And they're in the highest and deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitude. Couldn't be in this meditation right now that we have engaged. And they've been around since the beginning, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 at a time can surround us. They can inhabit a small amount of space and a large number because of their frequency. And we have the ascended masters. Ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, Memoria, Abundantia, Pel, Thought, many, many, many more. These are those who at one time inhabited physical form. And they experienced in that physical form. And they mastered. See? Then they began to understand what ascension was all about. Now they ascended out of body into different frequency. We ascend into body and experience physical existence. And there's a lot of civilizations that ascend into body to experience physical experience, just existence. And they're all with us. We're all here together. So we form a circle, a halo of light. Now, all of us maintaining physical form, you don't see any form, you just see the light, the circle. The source, pure source creation, consciousness, pure consciousness. High vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude. And as we do this, arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, we levitate up above the planet. And as we do this, we create a field as those of us who are in physical form exit and float above us, our bodies. And this gossamer field appears. And it's brilliant colors reflecting, just glittering. And it contains the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. And this reminds us, this column reminds us that we are the power of healing. The violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This column reminds us of the power, the strength, and the resolve that we are. And then we have the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds us that if we lower our vibrational frequencies to such an extent that we allow the dark matter frequencies to come in, and the lower survival matter frequencies to come in, we can transmute them all with the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute them into neutralized substance, vacuum them off, send them back to the great central sun or source creation, and that's what's created all. Then we have the violet ray. This column reminds us that we can then bring it in and purify the area. It did house the lower frequencies that we just got through transmuting and neutralized substance. Then we have the white fire. This is our armor. The armor is very high frequency. It is of the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitude. Now, no low frequency can sustain itself around that armor. We're totally encased in, all of us. And the only way that we are affected by lower frequencies, if we lower ourselves into those lower frequencies, and we drop our armor and open the door and invite them in. It is our choosing. It is our choosing. And it is our consciousness and awareness that negates that. So it doesn't happen. It does. It is fleeting. practice. And then we have the golden white pink floating light. This is deep eternal love. This is what Source created us out of. Deep eternal love. Pure consciousness. And it fills us and illuminates us to such a high degree of high frequency that we're in total nirvana. And we will, through practice, reach nirvana. And understand, this floods the entire planet. All the beings on it, in it, above it, and below it. We also see, as we continue to levitate, as we continue to move above the planet, all of us, archangels, the ascended masters, ourselves, as we continue to move up, we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, and they come in the googleplexes. And one googleplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of googleplexes from every direction. They join us in this meditation and this now. The circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. And they are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love, and we're all one. And we're all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify and expand. Pure consciousness. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, Agartha, hollow earth, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, this now, in this circle of light, in the highest and deepest gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. They come arm in arm, hand in hand. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They're with us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one, and we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify and continues to expand. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, just to name a fraction of them. Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, Pleiadians, many, many, many more. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitude, join us in this meditation, this now, in the circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. They come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us all in this now, this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, the highest of deepest eternal love, and we're all one, and we're all love. Our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude, join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest, of the deepest eternal love, and the highest of the deepest gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace. Tranquility and benevolence. And they come, arm in arm, hand in hand. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They join us this now in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the deepest of eternal love. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify, and continues to expand. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, and this now in this meditation in this circle of light. Just to name a few of them, a fraction. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, compliments, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions, shapes, colors, size, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. Join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest and deepest eternal love. We are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest and deepest eternal love. We're all one. We're all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's dead center circle. It can be seen, heard, and felt, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. They continue to intensify and expand. They are of the highest, of purest consciousness, the highest, of deepest eternal love and gratitude. We are transforming the sacredness of space. We are lifting the vibrational frequencies into the deepest of eternal love and gratitude and the highest of the purest consciousness. We are flooded. You can feel the flooding, saturation, bathing of this energy, of this frequency. It floods your etherical body, your physical body, inside and out, head to toe. It communicates with each and every one of us. Your pure consciousness, all of us. You are pure prosperity. It is your conscious awareness that draws that which you desire to you. It is not your body camel that forces you to seek outside of yourself. You are the prosperity. You're the prosperity consciousness. You're the abundance. All of us are. It is what we determine. It is what we desire collectively that changes this planet and this entire civilization to a much higher existence. And right now we are in fifth dimensional frequency. We, pure consciousness, are shifting this planet, this civilization, and all life, highest and deepest eternal love and gratitude and pure consciousness. Look down upon this planet Earth, God. We see all of our brothers, sisters, all life, highest value in the universe, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia. They too are being flooded, saturated by this meditative sphere that we created, the column, the crystalline column that we created. Their frequencies are increasingly lifting up. They are transitioning in 5D. There is nothing to wait for. It is our pure consciousness coming into its own awareness that this is happening. We embrace it deeply with exuberation and celebration. And we are prosperity, the abundance. It is our pure consciousness. We determine and we bring in what we desire. We are all love. We are all one. We are all abundance. We are all prosperity. Join you in the meditation and return to close us out. walk throughout the rest of the day into the evening, into the night, following morning, with the knowing, with the pure conscious knowing, that you, only you, are the one that is prosperity. It is the abundant. It isn't something that you go get. It's something that you are. By blending yourself in with that pure consciousness of that which you are, you will open up all of the things that you have always desired, that they will come to you. You will not go to them. They will come to you. We will be back here Tuesday, March 24th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, and we will have a time for change call. This is going to be a combination of subjects on how to move beyond the clutter that's currently gripping the planet, and what it all means and the truth to it. And that will be Wednesday, March 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern.